Hey guys, this is Frozen Things Studios here, and welcome back to another movie review. And today I'll be reviewing Rocky 3. So, Rocky 3 is the third installment in the Rocky franchise and came out in 1982, the same year as some iconic films like E.T. The Extraterrestrial, the best movie of that respective year, Star Trek II Replica, which honestly, don't hate me, but I think that movie is overrated. It's still like well made though, and Blade Runner, and I'm sure there's some other iconic films that came out this year. Rocky 3 is certainly one of them. It is directed by Sylvester Stallone, and stars Sylvester Stallone and pretty much most of the same cast as the first film, with some new additions to two villains in the film, Mr. T and Hulk Hogan. And basically, the film tells a story of Rocky, who is pretty much the official heavyweight champion of the world, and he became really famous that he won he has won 10 matches in a row. So much so that he has got received the merchandises, and then suddenly this really tough and mean boxer named Cumberland must Cumberland wants to challenge Rocky. Um, Wants to challenge Rocky because he thinks he's better than Rocky, and he's jealous of Rocky's championship and popularity, and he caused the death of of Rocky's trainer, Mickey, right before their first match, and Rocky loses on him. As Rocky becomes depressed and has a bit of a drama with Adrian, he gets trained by his former rival turned friend, Apollo Creed, to win against Cumberland. So yeah, Rocky 3. Now, there is actually one thing I was really excited to see in this movie. I'll get to it later, but Rocky 3 is another installment in the Rocky franchise I have yet to see until now. But so yeah, I mean, there's hope. I didn't really know what to expect from it. This is like going into this film. Like what I said, I only knew one thing about it, and that one thing is like what was I wasn't predicting it was going to be the best part, because I will say it's a certain song that I absolutely love, that was first introduced in this movie and was pretty much made for this movie, and it's so famous to this day, and I can't get it out of my head. But yeah, now I mean I didn't, but I just yeah, I don't want to repeat myself, but yeah, and I gotta say about Rocky 3, I thought this is a pretty solid movie. I actually really enjoy this movie. Now, is it as good as Rocky 1 and 2? No, it's not. It's not as good as that. Certainly not as good as the Creed movies. And I'm gonna say it right now. I think Rocky 4 is better. Yeah, I think Rocky 4 is better. But I like Rocky 3. I really enjoy this movie. I just don't love it. This is a pretty solid addition to the Rocky franchise. It starts to take the franchise to a cheesy route, but I kind of dig it. And yeah, the best thing about this film to me, now I will mention what I was talking about a few seconds ago when I said that I knew one thing about this film. That is the introduction of Eye of the Tiger. Yeah, the famous song that is still around to this day. Like people still sing it to this day. That song is an absolute banger. It is one of the peak songs of the 1980s. I mean, the 70s and 80s were hands down the best time of music, and love love the song. I mean, there's some really good modern songs too, but I think I might have to agree with the majority that old songs are better than new songs. And Eye of the Tiger, wow. I mean, and I gotta say with the opening scene is easily the best scene in the film, and probably the best opening scene in the entire Rocky franchise. It basically opens with pretty much showing Rocky's fame and glory after he's been winning so many matches, and there's like a whole montage of Rocky's popularity, and it is some merchandises and fame, and how he's slowly like rising to fame, rising, like his popularity is going uphill the more he fights and wins. That was probably the best opening scene to any, and Eye of the Tiger is a perfect song. Fun fact, Sylvester Stallone wanted another one bites dust, but he couldn't really include it. They couldn't really include that song, so Sylvester Stallone requested the singers to make a song similar to Another one by Dust from by Queen. So and it really does feel like a Queen song, except it's definitely not. I mean, the only way it does not a Queen song it is the voice, but I mean the way the song was written, yeah, it did feel like a Queen song actually, and yeah, um, and they also included right Eye of the Tiger then credits. In fact, I think this might probably have the best credits in the entire Rocky franchise. I literally watch the entire credits and listening to the songs, and I don't normally do that. I mean, I don't normally watch the credits unless if I'm watching a Marvel movie in the cinema in the theater, mainly for the post credit scenes. But this movie, I literally like stayed in the credits to listen to "I'm Tiger" because that song is just a banger. Yeah. The boxing scenes were absolutely entertaining. I really enjoy the boxing. It gets a lot more brutal. Yes, sure. The boxing scenes are cheesy. Yes, I will say they are cheesy, but they're actually really entertaining. It's just really all fun. Nothing much else to say about it. Not one of my favorite boxing scenes, certainly far from it, but I mean, I really enjoy the boxing scenes as well. Overall, and also Rocky's personal life is also pretty good for the most part. Although I will say Rocky's personal life is where some of my flaws lie, but I'll talk about the good things first. Rocky and Adrian really gave a spartan chemistry now that they're fully married and they have a baby. I see in the second film we saw Adrian give birth. Yeah, their chemistry is spot on. And But I think what's even stronger than them is Rocky and Mickey's chemistry. I think out of the chemistry between Rocky's chemistry with Adrian and his chemistry with Creed, I think his chemistry with Mickey was the best of the chemistries. I mean, they really do have an emotional attachment to it, especially with Mickey's death. It really does feel it really is emotional, especially Sylvester Stallone's how he responded to how he responded to I mean how he mourned for Mickey. I think that might be his best acting in when it comes to the original Creed, the Rocky franchise. Not as good as his performances in the Creed movies, but I still really dig his performance in this one. I mean, probably even more than in the first two. Um, now, now let's get into some of my issues with the film. I feel like the writing could have been a little stronger. I mean, the story is good, but it's not really great. It's just the story was pretty much average for the most part. I think there were too many things going on. I mean, it does have a very simple premise, but there are like far too many things going on, especially with Rocky's personal life. Like so many plot points here and there. But at least it didn't really get overly complicated enough, and I still was able to summarize the plot well, like solidly. Um, I was unfortunately underwhelmed with Rocky and Apollo's chemistry. Besides the Eye of the Tiger song, one of the things I was excited for here is seeing both Rocky and Creed and Apollo Creed finally make amends, and after like they were rivals in the first two films, and Creed becomes like in the end of Creed two in the end of Rocky two Creed becomes Creed redeems himself. So in this movie, both Rocky and Creed are supposed to become friends, especially leading up to what happens in Rocky 4. I think the problem is that they don't really get enough screen time together. So that chemistry kind of feels lacking. I mean, I love seeing Creed train Rocky, but I feel like they need more. I think this movie needed to be longer so that they can expand on more things. I feel like this movie's a little rushed, especially when the runtime is 90 minutes. And and also the villain was absolutely garbage. I mean, Copper Lang is just super annoying. His dialogue is really cringe. I mean, I get that he's supposed to be a cheesy villain. He's actually the one who makes this movie really cheesy. I mean, I think the cheese tone, but when it comes to but not by him. I mean, by like the tone that the movie sets up, but by him it's just I don't know. I mean, now I know I'm starting to get to have my criticism be all over the place, but I just thought Copperline was annoying. His dialogue is really cringe, and every time like they show him on like close up on his face, it gets really cringe. I mean, yes, there were some really good over the top scene, like cheesy moments, but not by him. And also, this has the worst fight scene in the entire Rocky franchise. In like the first 20 minutes of Rocky versus that guy, what's his name again? I can't remember. I actually said his name in the beginning, but now as I go on with my review, I literally already forgot what happened. I think Hulk Hogan, yeah, Hulk Hogan, yeah, that fight was terrible. Like basically, he has a long hair, and a beard. Yeah, that's how I best describe him. I don't even remember his character name. Hulk Hogan is just an actor name. So overall, Rocky Three is a solid addition to the franchise. It's not one. It's certainly not one of my favorite Rocky films, and it does have its flaws. But it's really entertaining, and Eye of the Tigers of Anger. I'll certainly remember this mainly for the Eye of the Tiger song. So with that said, I'm gonna give Rocky Three a 7 out of 10. It's a really decent film. So also for my review of Rocky Four, what is your opinion on what is your opinion on Rocky Three? Sorry, I comment down below, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and stay tuned for my review on Rocky Four. Bye guys.